Hi, this is for families that are working on subtraction. It's been a while since we talked about it on a video, but if your child has some of this in their packet, I wanted to review a little bit. I've even given in this dinosaur packet, some people have a mix of addition and subtraction. Just as a recap, in Montessori we teach addition or put togethers first, then multiplication, which is bigger addition, and then we do takeaways, which is what we call subtraction. It's really what you're doing with the work. So I'm going to show you two ways to work on this at home. And I haven't assigned a lot of multiplication because with the exception of the multiplication bead box, there is, or the stamp game, there's not a lot that you could have at home, and most of us don't have those. So what I'm doing right here while I talk to you about these things is just building two bead stairs. And the children are really familiar with this if they're already doing operations. They know these quantities on site pretty much. They'll tell you that white is always 7 and that purple is always 6. Oh, I don't have a purple in this set. I put these together on the fly before we were closing, so my apologies. But some of you got a little mason jar with bead bars in it because your child was working on put together. So let's pretend the 6 is there. Okay, so you should have 2 complete sets with a 6 bar in there, beginning at 1 and going all the way down to the 10, which is the gold. And so, for a while, your child has probably been practicing if I've given them subtraction, addition like this. Maybe they had, let's write a new equation. Let's make it an addition equation. 4 put together with 3 equals. So we talk about the signs, we've talked about that, and we bring down a 4 bar and we bring down a 3 bar. And if they're unsure, if they say, is that the pink one? You say, go ahead, let's check it. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And they put them together, they actually put them together and then count left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they, if we were in the classroom, would pull down a 7 tile. If they were later on doing more abstract work, they would write the 7. And so they've solved that. And then we would go back and read it left to right. 4 put together with 3 equals 7. Now we're going to do takeaways, which is a complete reversal. So let's just put that away. And one way that we can do takeaway, which is subtraction, is with just a single set of beads, bars. And by the time that they're getting equations on their own like this, whether written or printed on wooden materials, they've already learned that this means take away, but I might remind them at the beginning of this work, and this means equals or the same as. And I would do the first 1 or 2 or 3 with them, depending on how confident they are as we start to revisit it. So this is a 7. Hopefully, they've recognized that. That's why we're here. Can you see it on the video? Yeah, you can. So they're going to find the 7 bar, and we're going to say it's 7, take away 4. So first we make sure, I'm getting a pencil that I'm going to use to count with. First, make sure that we have 7. So we always count left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to back up and take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's left on the bead bar is what we have remaining, and that is 3. So they can see that very easily. And that's the way we would do it initially. We would use this bead bar. Let me see, I have a couple others. I'll show you one more time, even though I know you've got that. They would bring out the 6. They would count it left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that's 6. I would pause and take 3 away by going in reverse. 1, 2, 3. And what's left again is 3. They count 1, 2, 3. And they would put the 3 there. Let's do just one more. I'm going to skip ahead to this last one. And there's a reason why we... That's not it. Somewhere in here, I hid an equation with a 0. Make sure that you do tuck in some zeros here and there because they can throw us. So that's 5 take away 0. So we're going to get our 5 bar out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to take away nothing. So what do you have left on the bead bar? Everything on this side. You still have 5. Okay, that's one way to do it. If your child is staying in Montessori, if they're a kindergartner, and they're going to a Montessori lower L, great for them to stay with this bead bar method. But if your child is moving on and they're not staying in Montessori, they don't have to stay with bead bars. Okay, what we want at this point is for them to really be conceptualizing what it is to do this operation and feeling successful about it. So let's say we just want to use a different manipulative. There are all kinds out there. I just have some leaves from the classroom, and we can set these up. and we can physically take them away. Sometimes we have a ring that we can use or a mat, but you could just simply say, this is 6, take away 3. So let's bring out 6 leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they may want to check them if they're doing a big equation. And then we're going to take 3 away. We're going to 1, 2, 3. And what do we have left? We have 3. Now, if you're a child as an older 5 or 6, they may be doing some of this abstractly in their head, but let them go ahead and use manipulatives so that they're extra confident and they're really practicing with it. Let's see, what do we have? 9, take away 8. So that's a cool one. We're going to bring out 9 leaves. 1, 2. It's great if it's something that doesn't roll around on them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 leaves. Oh, we're going to take 8 away. And maybe you remember way back I did a video. I can't find it now, but we did one where initially we're storytelling. Maybe we could say, you know, if you wanted to really hook them back in, they're not excited about this math work, you could tell a story with this. And I could say, I had 9 leaves and along came a hungry caterpillar and he took away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And left me with 1. You know, kids are just like us. Some of them like the beauty and abstraction that is math, just pure and simple. And some of them like to really think of it in story format. Whatever is the way in is going to be okay. A parent wrote me and said, you know, we're trying it this way. I don't know if it's strictly Montessori. It's kind of working, you know, how are we doing? And so my response was multi-leveled, but mostly I said, you know, if they're having success with it and it makes sense to them, that's great on this journey. So another note that I want to say about subtraction, if you have a sheet like this, I wanted to make a note of the fact that we don't often do a vertical presentation till later in the year, like about now. So this will maybe be a little bit newer to see it that way. So to just remind them that we're going to read top to bottom instead of left to right. They've seen it before. We've done some of these, but it might be a reacquainting. So we would say 9, take away 6, and we would make a note to the student that that line functions the same as an equal bar. So their answer will go down here. And hopefully you're having some really satisfactory subtraction. Let me know if you're having problems or questions and we'll revisit it. Bead bars are great. Count over to the right for the subtrahend and then back it up for the minuend and find out what's left on the bead bar. Hopefully I use those terms right. I always get them backwards. Thanks, guys.